Which ones are having the main focus at the moment?
I say a lot of our time and energy has been taken in the last 6 months on the complex issue of climate change and tourism. We have led a number of important events, international conferences and summits in London, and we are preparing for the Bali summit on climate change led by Ban Ki-moon, where Secretary General Frangiali will attend. So this has been a main area of our work, conference, and also an important new scientific research on the contribution and the impact of climate change on tourism. So this has been an important area. Another area of work where we've been heavily involved has been the organization of the first international conference on the religion, tourism and dialogue of cultures, which was held in October in Cordoba in the south of Spain. Also pretty successful, putting the accent on the tourism not only as an economic tool but also as a means of approaching people and contributing to the extent possible to a better understanding and to the solutions of international conflicts. We believe that religious tourism that today has even a wider definition because it includes spiritual tourism, routes, Santiago de Compostela and a number of other routes, I think is an important segment, and one that it's, because of its nature, is likely to facilitate better understanding and possibly also contribute to solution of conflict. We are introduced that concept of tourism also into the Alliance of Civilization, which is a program of the Secretary General of the UN and strongly supported by Spain. And I think through this conference and additional work we made some contributions to it. Well, you know, our definition of religious tourism is quite wide. We have defined basically religious tourism as visiting to the holy sites, as pilgrimages, routes, like as I mentioned, the Santiago de Compostela. To a certain extent, there is sometimes an overlapping between cultural tourism and religious tourism, because when visiting a church, you may have different people and different motivation visited there. You may have the faithful person, you may have just the visitors. So sometimes I think the two segments overlap, and I think especially with religious tourism. I'm aware that already there are initiatives in 2-3 countries. I was informed in Portugal and others, as I think probably taking inspiration of this. I think our role also is to put a bit things in the agenda and then to leave, other organizations to follow up and to organize more specific events. And we will see later on if we will organize another international event maybe in the future. And I would say also by its nature, often ecotourism is organized by small agencies, by small companies, by NGOs and others. And I think this is where the networking is more important than for other tourist segments. So I think this is a reflection, one, of the increasing importance of ecotourism, and second, I was saying, of the strong association and organizational capacity that ecotourism has. And I think the end result is that there has been, I think, a substantial improvement also on the practices, on the methodologies. The sustainability principles are more and more applied and disseminated, and we in WTO we definitely are supporting that approach. Well, we have just signed an agreement with the United Nations Environmental Programme. I think we have a number of activities that we plan to do together. I think this is important for us to have an ally like a UNEP, and I think it's also important the fact that tourism and environment is not seen anymore as adversaries, but can be partners. So I think we will strengthen a number of activities on that area. We will, of course, continue with climate change. Also, it has been decided that the lemma of the Tourist Day for 2008 would be addressing the challenges of climate change. So will be definitely one of the big areas of our work. We will continue working on the issue of indicators of sustainability to introduce that at the level of decision makers, possibly working on what we define as an observatory for the applications of sustainability indicators. And so I think we will have quite a busy year.